Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on Transition Talk. I have my co-host, Ms. Pamela Carter, and our special guest, Ms. Barbara Karnes. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
I'm excited about it.
Thrilled. I'm so excited. It's like a kid on Christmas morning. Well, shall I take it away, Miss Anna? Because I got all my questions. You know me, I've always got questions for Miss Karnes. Always, always, always. And we are so thrilled to have you join us. You are such a treasure to the industry of doulas as a whole. You have changed the face of everything we do. You've changed the face of hospice through the years. And it's always such an honor just to be in your presence and have you join us. And it's like, I feel like a little kid on Christmas morning when I went to bed last night. I was like, I get to wake up and be with Barbara Karnes. But what we're here today to talk about is we want to talk about your newest book. We want to talk about Your God by Your Side, which is the most amazing little workbook and a tool for every doula to have to work with their family members. And one of the things I was going to ask, if you don't mind sharing with us, because everybody always wants to know, how did that come about? How did you decide to write By Your Side? Because it's filled with such helpful information.
Well, my husband was ill and I was his caretaker. This is during COVID. He didn't have COVID, but he was ill. And for several weeks, I was taking care of him. It wasn't life-threatening, but it was serious at his age. It's serious. And it was hard work. It was really hard work. And I have a medical background. And I got to thinking, if I had really big challenges taking care of him, knowing everything medically that I know, how does a caregiver who has no medical background, a person who's been put in a situation where they are taking care of someone they care about, love sometimes you're taking care of people that you don't love, that you even have issues with, but you're taking the responsibility of caring for them, which complicates. Love can neutralize a lot of the frustration, but not all of it. So I thought, what I want to see, and of course, all my materials are based on needs that I've met in the community that I thought needed to be addressed in regards to end of life. So I thought, I'm going to write a book for caregivers, and I pulled the information from my own personal experience. And I think the key, aside from just giving a lot of knowledge, was that most caregivers get into the situation because of their personality. There are caregiver personalities, and those personalities tend to put themselves last. And so as a caregiver, so often their needs aren't being met. They're working really hard to take care of their person, but they aren't putting their oxygen mask on first. And so I thought, I want to make a good portion of this about the caregiver, give them tools on physical care, on end of life, but also on how to take care of themselves so that when their caregiving experience is over, whether the person gets well or dies, either one, they can look back and feel good about the work they've done. that's a long version of why I wrote that book.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful version of why you wrote the book. And it's the passion that you bring to what you do is always finding or trying to find. I can't say we find the solution, but we find the guide to help with the solution. One of the things that was in the book that I personally thought was fantastic was you have this worksheet that is called the Daily Care Plan. And so tell us a little bit about what made you decide on that, since I know you were taking care of your husband. How was this daily care plan brought about?
It was brought about because memory, under the stress of caring for someone, I think the first thing that goes is your memory. And so I had a sheet of paper, and I would write down when he peed and when he pooped and if he ate and was he asleep. And that was so valuable. I took it with me to the doctor, and the doctor really wasn't interested. Didn't even look at it actually, but he said, "Thank you. This is important information." And if he had needed it, I'm sure he would have used it. And so I thought, as a caregiver, because we're under so much stress, then one of the tools you can use is paper and pencil to write down everything that you need to remember. And that is, did you give the pills? You know, the morning pills, the afternoon pills, the evening, did you give all the pills? So that's on the worksheet. And then I threw in some little questions for the caregiver. Did you do this for you today? Because we want to keep our caregiver healthy and balanced. And so aside from knowledge that a caregiver needs, and the fact they need to take care of themselves, that little worksheet is a tool to help them provide consistent care.
One of the things I also like too is you said write it down. You had your pencil and paper. Maybe I need you to design a workbook for my desk, because I've got all of these pieces of paper that turn up. But that's what we do. We grab, every morning I start my day by grabbing a piece of typing paper to make my notes as I go through the day. But at the end of the day, I find myself sometimes I'm talking to Anna and I'm like, I've got that piece of paper somewhere on my desk, but now it's all in a binder. It's in this nice binder. It's in one place. And when you're taking care of somebody, you're not in front of a computer. You're not typing this stuff out. You need to have this booklet laying beside the bed that says, at 10:28, I gave, 2 Tylenol and they peed. Mm-hmm. This is what you need to keep up with. And so I just love it. And I also, I love the way you broke it out, because there are 5 sections to this book, and each one of them covering such an important aspect. You talk about all the different choices that people need to be aware of, and you talk about what to do if somebody is approaching death in this caregiving situation, which people don't think about that. As we all know, advanced care planning, which is my passion in life, is unfortunately not thought about until, what are we going to do? And here you get to think about what you're going to do. I like the fact that you did keep up with the medical equipment and the personal needs and the food, the water. It talks about everything in here. And I really liked that there is even, in today we face such a problem. Part 5 of the book is all on dementia. And dementia is, as we all know, such an incredible, heartbreaking situation for us that do the work to help somebody with, but for the family member that's suffering through that. And like you said, you need a place to write it down, because your brain seems to take a walk.
It absolutely does. And dementia is in an area all by itself. When you're dealing with end of life, dementia doesn't play by the rules. And so we love it to have 1, 2, 3 steps. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. But with dementia, because there aren't steps, it isn't until the person is not able to eat. In fact, I got an email just before I came on that I'll answer when I get off, of a woman who's taking care of her mom, and she's choking when she tries to eat or drink anything. And then the question becomes, which I'm being asked, is how long is mom going to be here? How long is it going to take for death to come when she's not eating or drinking? And, it's scary. Fear walks with us as caregivers when we're taking care of someone who we believe it's the end of their life. And that fear, and we want concrete answers, and there aren't any. And this woman wants me to say 2 weeks, 3 days, and there are so many dynamics to how we die. We die according to our personality. We have limited control over the time that we die. And so those factors, no matter what the disease, dementia included, will affect when death comes and makes it really difficult to put a number on it.
I think, like you were saying, I think in all the time that I've done this work myself, the hardest times is when I've been faced with patients with dementia, because no dementia case, there's not a textbook on death anyway. I mean, we think we know what may happen, but every case is always different. And with dementia, though, it's just, you've got to be prepared for just about anything, and you've got to be ready to roll with it. And that's why having this kind of help at the end of this guidebook, to me, I thought, oh man, this is what every caregiver dealing with a patient with dementia needs. Because as I said, the brain takes a walk. We are so excited about this book. And as you know, we made this our Book Society selection of the month for August. And I have had book club members reminding me that we are going to be doing this, like I'm going to forget. They're so excited. Now, what are we going to talk about? So we're going to be doing this book, and you are actually going to be back with us on the 23rd
Yes,
of August.
That's going to be fun.
Yes. It's when I said it's like Christmas. When my kids were little and it was getting right before Christmas, I used to say we're counting the sleeps. So on August the 1st, I'll start counting the sleeps down to the 23rd. There'll be 23 sleeps and 22 sleeps, and I'll get down to 1 sleep and be so excited I can't rest. So
I know everybody's been super, super excited. And I feel like, going through the book that, this is why it's such a big need. It's a gift to offer your friends, your family, the book, because even if they're not ill, to fill it out, to go through it, because I always say, if anybody over the age of 18 should have a doula. Start your planning ASAP. Start your planning ASAP, because you don't know what can happen in life. I have actually been seeing more and more people, even a younger generation of people, getting dementia. We don't know when that is going to happen. So start getting their paperwork together, make those plans, let your family know. So many times I remember, especially in being when I've worked in the inpatient unit, seeing families come in and lose that valuable time because there was not a plan. There was no plan to say, I want this done or do this, or who is going to take care of the younger siblings. Because many times I'd run into, we had, a big age gap of age between a younger sibling and the older adult sibling. Who was going to take care of that child? what do we do about funeral arrangement? I don't know where mom's paperwork is or dad's paperwork is, or that aunt or uncle who had no children maybe and needed that extra support. So I've been telling everybody and sharing everybody to get the book, go through the book, and just be prepared. If that's the best gift that we can give anybody, is just be prepared.
And speaking of the book, it is available through several means, but we can direct them to BK Books so that they can get the book and get it shipped out quickly and not be waiting on some other
Yes,
business.
I put the link in the setup of our setup here. I put the link to go, just click it. It should take you exactly to the page on Miss Karnes' website. So you can just hit that purchase button and go on and get that book shipped over to you. And if you are in Canada, you will look on the bottom of the page when you land on Miss Karnes' site. It will go, just scroll down to the bottom. You'll see that the link for the Canadian distributors, they'll be there, and you just click that and it'll take you right over there to order your book.
And order your book.
Yes.
I mean, everybody that's in this industry needs this book in their doula bag. It's a great guide for a doula to have, you know, just to go through and be able to use for question and answer. But I can tell you that if I were going into a new case this morning, I'd be handing them this book on arrival. I would be telling them, this is the book you need. This is what you need to be using. So it is a fantastic tool. And this is just, where did our time go, Anna?
I know, it always, time goes by quickly. And so another reason why to plan and have everything set up and be prepared. And again, you know, I want to stress too that we brought up the point about caregivers writing everything down. It's okay to write everything down and to have that, because you will get sidetracked. There's 110 things going around. And so I encourage everybody to, you know, if you're caring for someone, grab that book and write everything down daily, because it's okay. We're all going to forget something.
Oh gosh.
You know, we get busy in our lives nowadays. So thank you so much for joining with us this morning and sharing your wonderful knowledge and book with us this morning. Everybody can go and check it out again. I did post it in the link here on that we're meeting here with By Your Side. So it's By Your Side, a guide for caring for the dying at home. And please go head to Miss Karnes' website and order your book today.
Today. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Miss Karnes.
Oh, hey, I'll see you in August.
See you in August.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.